the home of the Wild, Timberwolves, Lynx, and Frost.
The New York City skyline. We are across the bridge from Manhattan in Brooklyn, New York tonight. Barclays Center, the home for the stop 2 of a 3-game Timberwolves road trip. Timberwolves and Nets coming up tonight. It's presented by Treasure Island Resort Casino. Anytime the Wolves play in New York, it's a homecoming of sorts for Naz Reid, who grew up just over an hour from here in New Jersey. He'll have plenty of friends and family in the crowd here tonight. An emotional return for Naz Reid. We'll speak about that during the broadcast. Along with Jim Peterson, I'm Alan Horton. So glad you could join us here tonight. Timberwolves trying to make it 2 straight wins after their victory in Charlotte the other night. And Jim, I happened to notice that the Wolves had their best defensive rating of the season in that win, and it really kicked in after halftime, and Rudy Gobert was the catalyst.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, defensively, Minnesota hasn't put together, 4 quarters really all season long. And so their best quarters were a quarter in Portland, a quarter at home as well. And I think that this one they put 2 great quarters together in Charlotte in the second half, and Rudy was a big part of that. So Rudy was a plus 31 in the game, but in the second half he completely took control, both on the glass, completing plays inside in the scoring zones around the rim, and then what he did from a shot blocking perspective too, protecting the basketball. So I just think he did a great job of bringing energy and effort in the second half, and it propelled Minnesota to a big win.
You mentioned that plus 31. That's his best plus minus in a road game in a Timberwolves uniform. He was impactful in a big way, but he wasn't the only one. Coming off the bench, Jalen Clark returned from injury, and Rob Dillingham has strung together a couple of nice performances here.
Well, Jalen Clark has been a catalyst for Minnesota since he's kind of got a start last year. He's getting back into the lineup, and he's been impactful. We've seen so many different ways that he can impact the game. So, with only 6 points in that game, Alan, he still was a plus player on the floor, a plus 19 for Minnesota off the bench. So, it shows you what an important part defense plays, and the way that he guards his man, picks up full court, and is able to do things that other guys aren't willing to do. And I said after the game, I was so proud of so many guys after this game. Rudy Gobert was certainly one of them, so was Jalen Clark, but this guy, probably more than anybody, between, Naz Reid and Rob Dillingham, what the way they were able to do and come back and play in this game. Rob played such a skillful game. He stayed out of foul trouble. He didn't turn the basketball over. With his family and friends in the stands, Alan, he had a fantastic game.
A lot of questions have been asked about Rob Dillingham. He's starting to answer them with, again, a couple of good performances here. The masked man, Donte DiVincenzo. We'll talk about that next as we work our way towards tip-off.
Chipotle. Season Start is delivered to you by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavor. Lexus. Experience amazing at your Twin Cities Lexus dealer. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Wolves have won 5 straight games over Brooklyn. It's their longest active win streak against any team. Time for tonight's Chipotle difference maker, Donte DiVincenzo. There you can see the numbers Saturday against the Hornets. 14 of his 18 points came in the second half. And boy, he showed a toughness that's nothing new to his Wolves teammates.
One of those championship level minds and vets on a team that can come in and impact in so many different ways. He puts his self aside and puts the team first, and whatever that means, and for our success as a whole, he's about that. So it's really cool to have a guy like that.
Donte is exciting. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get that game from Donte. Like, the energy wise, I would say he's super, he's feisty. That's what I call him. He's feisty, and he's a 3-level scorer. I'll say that. He can score off the mid-range, layups, threes.
Jim, Dante showed a toughness, like I mentioned, suffering that broken nose. You've been through that before. It's a painful injury, and yet he comes out and nails 4 threes in the second half, had 14 points.
Well, last game was a microcosm of what both Mike and Jaden were talking about with Dante. So a tough player, obviously. You never know what you're going to get. 1 of 5 for him in the first half, and then he goes off in the second half. You know, not only is he tough coming back from getting hit in the nose and having his nose broken, but also some kid was talking smack to him that made that flurry of threes happen in the second half. I mean, you're an idiot if you go and talk smack to Dante DiVincenzo.
That never works for fans. That's a lesson out there.
That.
Opening tip is straight ahead. Wolves and Nets coming up on FanDuel Sports Network. Against the 0-6 Brooklyn Nets here tonight. We're getting set for the opening tip. Let's check in with a third member of our broadcast team, Kaylee Griffin. Kaylee?
Alan, one more for what you just talked about on Dante DiVincenzo. He will give it a go tonight after suffering the broken nose in Charlotte on Saturday. He told me he's never broken his nose before, but he suspected something was off when he noticed bleeding coming out of the bridge of his nose and also out of his nostrils. He went back to the locker room. He had it checked out. He noticed what he looked like, and he asked if he could have it reset right then and there. The Hornets doctors said no. They needed to consult the Timberwolves doctor, so he just went back out. He told me that's just how I grew up. If I can see, if I can breathe, and if I can walk, then I can play. He did get hit on the right side of his nose in the second half, which he said was quite painful. They reset his nose after the game. This morning, he woke up with quite a bit of swelling under and around his eyes. He will be wearing a mask tonight, which appears to be a rite of passage at this point for the Timberwolves, but he said we'll see how long that lasts.
Kaylee, thank you. Delaware tough is what Dante DiVincenzo is, the Newark, Delaware native, just a couple hours down I-95. The Chevrolet starting lineups here tonight. Timberwolves going with the same 5 for the 4th straight game. And over the last 2 games, this 5-man unit has really found their footing. They're a plus 19 in 34 minutes together. Starting lineup for the Brooklyn Nets here tonight. Their 3rd different starting lineup in 7 games to start the season. Noah Clowney will get his first start of the season. There is no Michael Porter Jr. here tonight. He'll miss this game because of personal reasons. The head coach of the Brooklyn Nets is Jordi Fernandez. He is in his 2nd season. Last year, he guided the Nets to a 26-56 record, and you can see some key injuries out along with Michael Porter Jr., no Drake Powell, and no Haywood Highsmith. Chris Finch will be without Anthony Edwards here tonight. Ant has been cleared for basketball activities. That kind of paves the way for his return, hopefully coming up within the next week. There you can see Ant ready to greet his teammates as they come on the floor here tonight. Timberwolves and Nets here. Great second half against Charlotte. Jim Peterson, how do the Wolves continue that momentum here tonight?
Well, they're going to see some pressure. I mean, Jordi Fernandez is an excellent coach. He did a great job of coaching this Brooklyn Nets team last year. And so he's going to put a lot of pressure on Minnesota, or at least try to. And a lot of teams are doing that. We're seeing a lot of full court pressure right now, right? That's how a team that's undermanned can kind of try to, muck things up a little bit, is put a lot of pressure on, try to press a little bit, mix in some zone. We're going to see zone defense too. So it's going to be an interesting game to watch. Minnesota has to come correct here tonight.
Yeah, the season start is delivered to you by Chipotle. And to your point, the percentage of time picking up in the backcourt, Brooklyn is 6th in the lead, 27% of the time. I was surprised to see Minnesota in the top 10. They're 9th. They're picking up 23% of the time, picking up opponents in the backcourt.
Yeah, and I think that 23% is 100% of the time when Jalen Clark's in the game. So
I like your percentage on a percentage.
Yes.
For the first time this season, the Timberwolves will come out in their icon midnight navy uniforms, tops and bottoms. The Nets are in their association whites. Rudy wins the opening tip, and we are underway on a Monday night from the Big Apple. This 5-man lineup for the Wolves has started to find their stride. I mentioned it, plus 19 in the last 34 minutes together. Mike Conley, the starting lineup, seems to agree with him. Last 3 games has been sensational. Randall got it blown up, the pick and roll with Rudy Gobert, and it's a turnover.
Active hands for these Brooklyn Nets is one of the things they're known for.
Cam Thomas, we're going to see a lot of him here tonight. His runner, no good. Rudy got the rebound, poked away by Thomas. He had missed the initial shot, but the putback is there.
Well, whenever you rebound the basketball, as the ball gets thrown up the floor that time and knocked out of bounds, it's going to be off of Brooklyn, so Minnesota's going to retain possession. But when you are big and you retain the basketball, someone like Cam Thomas, they like to pop that ball up from underneath when you get it like that. So if you're Rudy, you really got to clear the basketball and be aware of those little guys down there.
Mike Conley able to, for a moment, control it. But again, 2 turnovers now on 2 possessions, and you get the sense this is the way Brooklyn needs to play to be competitive in this game. They've been outscored by 15 points a game over the first 6. And a turnover against Brooklyn, so right back the other way. The Wolves will take control.
Minnesota's actually kind of cleaned things up. When we do our boards and we do our stat sheets, it's one of these pleasant things. After the game in Charlotte, Minnesota's rankings have gone up, and they've improved in so many important areas where they were, in the bottom third of the league, and now all of a sudden they're in the top third just in a game or 2.
Julius off the bounce. He'll rise at the free throw line. Got that one to drop, and the Wolves are on the score sheet here. Tied at 2. Just over a minute gone in the opening quarter. The Nets and the Pelicans, the only 2 winless teams in the NBA. Here's Thomas on a lob inside, and throwing it down is Nick Claxton.
The game that Cam Thomas had 41 points, didn't have a single assist in that ball game. And in fact, you look at his big scoring nights, he doesn't assist a lot in a lot of games. It's not one of the things he does, is Rudy's going to get fouled here by Martin down low. Cam Thomas is a professional scorer for sure, but in ball screen action, there's so much to like about his game and what he's able to do, and so he's able to collapse the defense right there. And you got to step up, or you got to bend back, one of the two. And so good lob pass to Nick Claxton right there.
Maybe Cam Thomas heard you before the game talking about his 41-point game. And
I was not talking smack. I was just reporting the news. I just looked down the assist column in his game log and saw 0 assists.
You told us as the fan riled up Dante DiVincenzo in Charlotte, true. You don't want to do that. Don't be an idiot. That's
true.
You
don't want to do that. That kid in Charlotte, though, I mean, he just was asking for it. He just kept on telling Dante, he was like, hey, keep shooting. One might go in. And then Dante turned and said, oh, that is a bad idea. That's a bad idea. And every time he hit one, he pointed back at that kid. And if I was with the Charlotte Hornets, I'd go and pull that kid out of there. After the second one Dante made, I'd pull that kid out of there, man.
1 out of 2 for Rudy at the free throw line. Nets still by 1 here.
These fans that think they can be part of the game by talking smack to players, it never ceases to amaze me.
Claxton inside, challenging Gobert, scores it with the left hand.
He took his time right there, didn't he, Nick Claxton? Got the basketball down low and just took his time and threw that lefty hook over the top of Rudy.
He averages 13 points, 7 assists per game. Julius has shot it well from deep, comes up short on this one. Rudy with an offensive rebound and turns it over as he got sandwiched between 2 defenders. Clowney will get tied up, or will he? No, a timeout is called. Jordi Fernandez from the bench able to get that timeout and give Brooklyn the possession. So 2 minutes gone in the opening quarter, and the Nets out to an early 6-3 advantage on FanDuel Sports Network. Back to Brooklyn, time for our Treasure Island advanced stats. Coming off the win over the Hornets in Charlotte. Best defensive rating of the season. The second half defensive rating was the best in any half the Wolves have played this year. And then you can see the first time holding an opponent under 110, under 40% shooting, under 30% from deep. You put up those type of numbers like we've seen the Wolves do in past seasons, you're going to find success.
Look, the Timberwolves have been able to score. I mean, they've averaged over 114 points a game, and so now their scoring total is 115.5 after that Charlotte game. So they are scoring enough. They just haven't, as you mentioned, just not been able to stop people. I mean, to finally hold an opponent under 110.
That's not a huge bar.
And it's really not a huge bar. And the Wolves have done a great job in years past of holding teams and having a huge number of games where they've held teams under 100 points.
Here's Clowney on the move against Randall, runs it up and banks it in for 2. Brooklyn now has hit 4 of 6 shots to start the game. They lead by 5. Wolves are 1 for 2 shooting, and they've got a couple of turnovers. Randall the kick out. Conley the 3, yes. Mike Conley connects, set up by who else? Julius Randle, who leads the team in assisting 3-pointers.
It's one of the things that the Brooklyn Nets do well defensively is they do limit 3-point attempts. They're 10th in the league in opponent attempts, but they're 30th in the league in defensive rating in the NBA. So Cam Thomas knocks down that tough little floater on the baseline.
I was going to say, tough 2 for Cam Thomas. 10-6, Brooklyn by 4. Dante with a touch. Elbow jumper, got it. 2 straight shots for Minnesota. Backcourt coming through. First Mike, now Dante.
Talking to him before the game, you and I were standing there chatting with him. He was showing us that mask. I thought for sure he was not going to wear that thing tonight. I think the trainers must have told him he has to wear it.
It'll be interesting to see how things go with it. He was saying it was tough to get used to, and here's a 3-ball up and in. That's Noah Clowney draining a 3.
It was cutting his vision down as a perimeter defender, being able to look at screens coming, and then also it's kind of uncomfortable. This is just kind of a semi-fitted mask for him. The real one is coming tomorrow for him, so he'll have a different mask against the Knicks, but
we'll see how long it lasts. If it becomes uncomfortable, there's no question he's going to toss that thing.
You see it all the time.
3 turnovers on the Wolves offensively. Man challenging Gobert. And here comes Jaden on the move. Transition opportunity. Runner by Conley. He's got it. Mike has scored 5 of the last 7 points for Minnesota.
Thing of beauty right there. Great spacing by Minnesota as well. Jaden got out wide. Mike had a beautiful lane right to the basket to shoot that right-handed floater as Jaden's going to pick up a foul here. Trying to press up on Cam Thomas. He got kind of... Cam Thomas did a great job of changing speeds on Jaden that time to make him run into him.
Jaden fouled out of the game in Charlotte. First time he's been disqualified from a game this year. Approaching the midway point of this opening quarter. The Brooklyn Nets have not led after a first quarter in all 6 games to start the year. Cam Thomas gets the friendly Barclays Center roll. And Thomas has got himself an early 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Randall tried to bully Clowney out of the way, lost the ball, out of bounds. Turnover number 4 on Minnesota. Wow, I missed a couple. Wolves have been charged with 6 turnovers so far. Thomas against Randall, top of the key, in the lane, runs it up. The shot, no, but he got hit on the arm. And one thing Cam Thomas does, along with averaging 24 points a game, Randall will pick up the foul, is get to the free throw line. He's 10th in the league, averaging almost 9 free throw attempts a game.
Yeah, that's how you become a big-time scorer.
Thomas cashes in at the free throw line. He's almost 90% at the stripe. He was one of those restricted free agents in the offseason. He signed a 1-year qualifying offer. He'll become a free agent after this season. Fans, FanDuel Picks is now available in your state, and right now new customers can play $5 and get $60 in bonus credits, win or lose. Join the FanDuel Picks today, the easiest way to play.
I don't know too many guys that are big-time scorers that don't shoot free throws well. If you get a chance to get to the free throw line and shoot 2 uncontested shots, you better knock them down.
Yeah. There's Dante, his first 3-ball of the night. Off the back iron, no. Got off to a slow start in Charlotte, going 1 of 4 from deep, but then finished 4 of 8. Terrence Mann, the penetration. To Martin. 1-footed fall away left of the lane, and the Wolves come away with a rebound. Quickly up ahead, here's Jaden doing damage inside, off glass, got it for 2. Career high 18 points a game for Jaden McDaniels on plenty of shots like that early on in the season.
Talk about changing speeds. I mean, that's exactly what Jaden does right there. He gets the pitch ahead that time and then takes his time shifting his way, letting the defense go past him and finding his way to the rim.
Still a 5-point Nets lead. Thomas to the corner. Martin, the 3-ball short. A whistle and a foul on Dante DiVincenzo. He was shooting a 3, and this will be 3 shots coming up for Tyrese Martin, the 3rd-year guard out of UConn.
This is what I love about Julius. I mean, just getting it up the floor to Jaden and let him cook. And so the way that he is able to, go to the 1-2 and then have the defense, kind of get the rhythm off, and then he's able to go up and kiss it off the glass. He uses the glass as well as anybody on this Timberwolves team. See the little arm contact that time by Dante.
That looked light. Light contact. Martin with another one coming up at the stripe. Zaire Williams will come into the game. Nets come in with the 23rd ranked offense, dead last in defensive efficiency. Martin goes 2 out of 3 at the stripe. 7-point Nets lead midway through the opening quarter. Slow start for Minnesota. Dante on the move into the paint, out to Randall. Sets himself, fires, and missed it long. And Rudy able to keep that rebound alive and finally control it. His second offensive rebound here. Cross court, Dante, a catch and shoot opportunity, he buries it. Dante shooting 43% on his threes early on this season. He's taken 7 a game. And Mike Conley called for the foul, trying to stick with Tyrese Martin. How about Mike these last 3 games? 9 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, shooting it well. His steals are up, his blocks are up. First 3 games of the year when he was coming off the bench, those numbers were about half that.
Yeah.
Here comes Naz Reid.
Yeah, Naz Reid, and also Rob Dillingham as well.
Both had very good games against Charlotte. 6 of 9 shooting for the Nets down the lane. Claxton couldn't get the finish, but he got the foul. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Naz comes into the game right away, and Nick Claxton takes the opportunity to put the ball on the floor and jet to the rim. Naz was not ready for that.
Comes up short on the first free throw attempt. Valvoline instant oil change, quick change. Naz Reid.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be better. I mean, he's going to be a higher point total guy. I mean, Naz has had some excellent games, including the last one where he was so dynamic. How about the 360 alley-oop dunk that he had against Charlotte?
Courtesy of Dave McDaniels, one of his 6 assists.
Yeah, if you've not seen it, I mean, you need to go back and look at the 360 lob dunk that he had against the Hornets. It was one of the best plays of the year for Naz Reid.
Here is Naz banging away with Clowney, up, and the shot blocked by Claxton, and the rebound taken by Clowney. Cam Thomas, quick crossover on Dillingham, floater up, and the floater is in. And it's now a 22-15 Brooklyn lead.
Cam Thomas is like the classic soft touch guy, too. The way that he gets the ball up on the rim and the way it hangs on there and falls in.
His floater percentage, 55% from that in the paint but outside the rim. Jaden able to get that one inside.
He big boyed that one, that's for sure. And another kiss off a glass for Jaden McDaniels as they're going to palm the ball here. Yeah, carried it. Just continued dribble.
Cam Thomas commits the Nets' second turnover. Down by 5. Rob had a good game against the Hornets. He sets up Randall down the lane, missed the shot. Bulls battling on the boards, but coming away, Zaire Williams gets inside, shot blocked by McDaniels off the glass, but Brooklyn corrals the loose ball. Straightaway 3, no for Clowney, and a loose ball foul. It'll go against Minnesota. How about Jaden getting up for this one?
Zaire Williams gets it up quickly, but Jaden, man, he got up for that block.
Naz just picked up his second personal foul. Naz has been on the floor for 1 minute, picked up 2 fouls, and he is on the bench.
I mean, he picked one up right away when he came in the game against Nick Claxton, and then again, fouls him again here. So Rudy got a little bit of a break. Nick Claxton's a problem. I mean, he's such a great runner of the floor. Does a great job of doing that. Good screen setter, excellent pick and roll game. And you know, if you don't play him right, he's got that first step that it can blow by you, as we saw when he first came in the game playing against Naz Reid.
He's been healthy the last 3 years, and when he's healthy, he's 12 points, 9 rebounds, a couple of blocks, and over a 60% shooter.
Yeah, he's never been a double figure, a nice rebounder, but he just rolled his ankle right there.
There's Dante, bumps on the perimeter, no foul call. Julius does draw a foul, missed the shot, but he'll go to the stripe for 2.
Sean Wright was right there in front, and it looked like Cam Thomas had fouled Dante DiVincenzo. So screen right there, and looks like he was getting kind of held up. Cam Thomas thought that Julius might have set an illegal screen.
So Julius, who's averaging 7 free throw attempts per game, goes to the stripe. And he's been cashing in 83% on the season. That would be a career high for him. And he misses the first. So Jalen Clark, who made his return against the Hornets on Saturday night. He had missed 2 games with a calf injury that he said he hurt early on in the season, or even at the end of preseason, and just kind of felt something there, but not enough to make him sit. But once they figured it out, they wanted to be precautionary, and that's why he sat for the 2 games. Never want to mess around with a calf. As Randall hits 1 out of 2.
We saw that when Karl Anthony Towns had his calf injury in Washington a few years back. That was 3 years ago now.
Brooklyn up 5, 4 to play in the opening quarter. Cam Thomas sitting on 10 points already in the quarter. Now he's got Jalen Clark on him. Wilson, a left side 3. Missed that one badly long, and another loose ball foul against Minnesota. Rudy picks it up. That'll be his first, but it will be free throws once again for the Nets. Day'Ron Sharp to the stripe.
I love one of the things that Jalen Clark does immediately when he starts guarding Cam Thomas, and that's take his dribble away. He doesn't just allow him to just dribble the basketball freely in front of him. He gets his hands in there and makes Cam Thomas super uncomfortable.
Sharp misses the first free throw. Jalen Clark's defense, I know it's a small sample size, but the defensive numbers when he's the primary defender, he's holding opponents to 28% shooting. That's 14% worse than average or than expected. Sharp misses both free throws. Timberwolves still down by 5 here. And Brooklyn hasn't led after 1 quarter. They haven't led after 2 quarters. They haven't led after 3 quarters all season. They haven't led after 4 quarters either. Another whistle. Sean Wright, J.B. DeRosa, and Biniam Maru, the 3 officials tonight. They've been busy here in the opening quarter. Had 10 foul calls. Dante looks particularly perturbed, probably after taking that shot to dislodge that mask. Here's Jaden lining up a 3. Got it. Off rim, off glass, and right through. Just the way he thought it might go through. 7 now for Jaden McDaniels. He's 3 for 3 shooting. Jade picks up his second foul.
Just a tough call for Jaden McDaniels again. In Brooklyn just drawing a bunch of fouls here. Jaden McDaniels is going to hit him in the face right there, but it's the screen by Day'Ron Sharp that time that causes Jaden McDaniels' arm to kind of get pushed up. It was like involuntary, totally. Yep. It was the screening action by Day'Ron Sharp that made Jaden's arm get elbowed up into the face.
When your whole world revolves around getting to the game, your ride has to be reliable, and that means Honda. For SUVs you can count on, see your Greater Twin Cities Honda dealer.
Second free throw. Offline, the Nets missing some points at the free throw line. They're 6 of 13 at the free throw line here in the opening quarter. Randall, wing right, Dillingham. Randall, a lob inside looking for Rudy. Got knocked away. Here comes Brooklyn on the move. Wilson all the way to the rim. Couldn't hit the shot, but another whistle, another foul, and 2 more free throws coming up for the Brooklyn Nets. Timeout on the floor with under 3 to play here in the opening quarter. Timberwolves within 2 on FanDuel Sports Network.
Minnesota Timberwolves basketball on FanDuel Sports Network is brought to you by Northland Ford. Your local Northland Ford dealers are proud sponsors of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wolves have 8 field goals. They have 7 turnovers, and they're still within 2. Naz Reid, New Jersey native from Asbury Park. That's a little further south of the city, but where he played his high school ball, Roselle Catholic. We were there last year, Jim, when his jersey got retired by his high school, and his entire team was there, staff. Fun night.
It was great to see. It was great to see Naz get the recognition, to have his number 5 retired from his high school. And, you know, the high school coach that's there, that's coaching the team right now, is the same coach that Naz played for. So it's like, it was a great homecoming. You know what I mean? Like, and just in like all the love that he got So, yeah, it's just fun to see those guys get those accolades. It's not the first time we've seen a player get their jersey retired either. You've been to a number of those over the years.
Yeah, they try to time it out, the high school does, or college, wherever it might be, with the Wolves' travel schedule, if that player plays for the Timberwolves. It worked out in the case of Naz Reid. 4-point Brooklyn lead. 2:30 left to go opening quarter. Rob on the run, runs it up with a right hand and hits it. I feel like Rob is really finding his spots and making some good decisions on when to look for his offense.
Well, he certainly made a great decision right there to jet to the rim.
Jalen Wilson off to Thomas, a miss, and the Wolves corral the rebound.
And Rob Dillingham getting in right there, breaking that up. Day'Ron Sharpe was going to grab that rebound, but Rob got in there and tipped it away from him, and Minnesota gets the possession.
Julius for the lead. No. Long. Rudy for the tie. Yes.
Jalen Clark.
Got his hand to it, kept it alive.
Exactly right. He's the one that dislodged that. So the guards doing their thing here. Little big man getting in there, getting dirty. I love seeing guards rebound.
Yegor Dioman, one of a number of rookies on this Nets team. Thomas fires away again. Missed that one long. Randall to TJ. Lob inside. Nice feed by Randall, and Rudy hammers it through for two. Timberwolves in front, 27-25, their first lead of the night.
Rudy had Cam Thomas in a bad way that time, and Julius recognized it, went right to him.
There's Joman to the corner. Thomas, 3-ball no. He's missed 4 straight shots. 60 seconds left to go first quarter, and the Wolves are up by 2.
It's because Jalen Clark's on him. You said that he was going to drive that field goal percentage down.
Here's Randall. Rob thought about the 3. Hasn't taken one all season, and he draws a foul going inside. You know, Rob was a +4 in his minutes against the Hornets. That's the first time he's had a positive plus-minus in his 4 games in the regular season.
Right.
And I asked Chris Finch about that before the game, and he said yes, that's a huge statistic for the coaching staff. You need to have positive minutes on the floor. And we're seeing Rob he was trending toward that, and it was good to see his performance the other night.
It certainly was. You mentioned he's not taking a 3-point shot yet. He's been kind of biding his time, but that Yegor Dioman, he just finally got into the 2-point scoring night, because every shot was a 3 for him.
Exact opposite.
The last game, you know, that the Brooklyn Nets played here a couple nights ago, he got his first 2-point make. So
10-2 Timberwolves run over the last 4 minutes. Martin off the high screen by Sharpe. Cross-court pass, nearly stolen by TJ. Got a hand to it. Could not corral it. It'll stay Brooklyn basketball.
This is a group that Chris Finch is trying to get, you know, together here. Like Rob Dillingham is the one. Jalen Clark, TJ out there with Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle. You got a stabilizing force inside defensively with Julius and Rudy Gobert.
Martin tries to split too. Pretty good defense there by TJ Shannon and Jalen Clark. Rob in the corner, the baseline drive. Missed it. And the rebound is going to go out of bounds. It'll stay Timberwolves basketball.
Stuck with it that time, Rob did. Love the move. Didn't settle for the 3. The defender was on him. He puts the Jets on down the baseline. Day'Ron Sharpe steps up, but then he sticks with it there and gets the possession.
8-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Ooh, nice ball handling. Here's Rob with 2 to shoot. Now with 1. Randall's got a hoist and shot clock violation. Well, the Wolves are shooting 11 of 18 here in the quarter, and they've turned it over 8 times.
And they fouled a bunch. They've got 9 personal fouls in the first quarter as well. But give them credit.
11 field goals, 9 fouls, 8 turnovers.
Yeah.
One of those numbers is good.
It's not the kind of metrics you want here, but Minnesota, most importantly, has the lead here so far.
Rudy's played the entire quarter. 5 seconds left, and an errant pass comes out to the wing. Zaire Williams with a 3 to tie it with 0.3 of a second left. Heaved by Clark way over the shot clock and out of play. So the Brooklyn Nets, who haven't led or had a tie after 1 quarter, tied going to the second quarter. Just the way they drew it up. Zaire Williams for the tie. And we'll head to the second quarter next.
We are knotted at 28 as we enter the second quarter. Earlier this morning, we received an injury update on Anthony Edwards. He suffered a right hamstring strain back on October 26th against the Indiana Pacers, and it was announced this morning that he has been cleared for contact basketball activities. He will remain out as he continues to progress through his return to play rehabilitation program. Still no exact timetable for his return, but Alan and Jim, this is obviously a very positive step in the right direction.
No doubt about that. Thank you, Kaylee. Ant missing his 4th straight game. The Wolves are 1-2 without him this season. 13-9 without Ant in his career. Only 22 games missed in 6 years. That 6th year still going, obviously, but incredible that Ant has played in 95% of all available games, regular season and postseason.
He looks happy too. He looks like he's having, a good time on the bench. Like he's happy to support his teammates. Look at him. He looks happy. Looks good.
He thought he got a technical foul in Charlotte for arguing on the bench. And I asked JB DeRosa before the game, any player, even if they're suited or not, dressed or not, can get a technical foul. But that was a
player
case of
decorum, right?
So player decorum. The bench was standing up, and they got a warning and then got a second one, which is why they got a technical foul. Turnover on Brooklyn to begin the second frame. Mike on the attack, swings it over his shoulder. TJ on the run to the rim. He hammers it through with a left hand.
That's what we're looking for right there, TJ. TJ knows it's just a matter of time before he unlocks that part of his game. He knows he needs to attack.
Clowney short on a 3. Wolves up by 2 after the loud bucket by TJ Shannon. I feel like TJ kind of needed that too. It's been a struggle early on in this season, averaging just 4 points. Here's Nas. He got it. 5 straight points for the Wolves to begin the second quarter.
Just chipping away here. Building possession by possessions, doing the right thing, scrambling defensively, playing with energy and effort, sharing the ball on the offensive end.
Dioman now to Martin. Deep 3. Way off the back iron. And the Wolves have the rebound. Dante is passed to the wing, deflected, but that's a foul on Noah Clowney.
Noah Clowney grabs the arm that time of Dante as he's trying to get it ahead. Again, you see the lefty finish to the strong hand for Terrence Shannon Jr. Great highway screen there by Rudy Gobert, blocking out the defender legally without legally, illegally trying to keep him from being in help. But great attack by Terrence Shannon Jr.
Nas with a corner 3, no. Now Brooklyn with a chance to run here. Martin doesn't have the numbers, but he goes at Conley and banks it in for 2. 33-30. Love the sound of a good, powerful dunk, and then you listen to the crowd too. And even when you're on the road, there's some oohs and ahs. Well, they're going to get that foul, not on Rudy Gobert. It'll go against Zaire Williams, and he took the brunt of that.
So a couple of years in Memphis for Zion Williams. He was here last year in Brooklyn, and Zaire, so a player development success story for them, they feel. But again, you see him reaching in right there and fouling Dante DiVincenzo. Terrence Mann coming into the game now for Zaire Williams, another guy that has had a nice career by just being a pro. I mean, Terrence Mann is a guy that is started with the Clippers, and he's bounced around a little bit here now. I think he was in Atlanta.
Mike Rudy, pick and roll, pays dividends again. Finger roll over the front rim for Rudy, who comes up rubbing his right knee a little bit.
It's a good finish by Rudy, though, to catch that basketball and sift his way to the rim.
Clowney is going to shoot another 3. He misfires here. Clowney is 1 for 4 on his 3s. There's Shannon again, putting the head down, took immediate contact. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
The way that he attacked the basket that time, it looked like TJ might have rolled his ankle a little bit. He's kind of grimacing as he went to the free throw line here, but he attacked that basket so hard, and they collapsed on him. And it looked like he kind of rolled his ankle a little bit.
Love the way TJ attacks from that wing, from that slot. Just a burst of speed. Free throw is offline. How about this for the Wolves defense? Brooklyn started the game 8 of 12 shooting. They're now 2 for their last 12.
Yeah, when did it start? It started when Jalen Clark came in the game, right? I mean, it's like that's when Cam Thomas started misfiring. Minnesota was, they brought in Naz Reid to come in and for Rudy Gobert, and then Naz picked up 2 fouls. Rudy got to come back, so their defense was elevated because Rudy was there the whole quarter for the most part.
TJ 1 out of 2, Wolves by 6. Martin over Rudy. Offensive rebound, however, comes to Day'Ron Sharp. Back to Martin in the corner. 3-ball, no. And the Wolves concur the rebound. The whistle stops play. This is going to go against Minnesota. They call a kick ball in there.
I think so. Tell you what, these Nets get them up though. I mean, they get the threes up. They're 8th in the league in attempts. I mean, they get up 42.
They're just 2 of 9 shooting, however. Oh, off the sideline, out of bounds. Martin with an easy bucket inside. I would think those kind of plays, in particular, are tough for coaches to watch. Giving up off a set play. 10 to shoot. Naz in the corner. Naz will go to work on Clowney. 3 to shoot. Baseline. Got it off the glass. Soft touch. Big man. 8:40 left to go in the half.
Just bending Clowney to his will that time.
Martin to Clowney. Passed on the 3 this time. Mann sets up and hits it. Terrence Mann, 35% on 3-point attempts per game.
Minnesota trying to X out of that action that time and try to cover and defend. Now it's just a little bit late.
Dante. And a whistle and a technical foul. Defensive 3-second call against the Brooklyn Nets.
Well, look at, you see the cutting action here and then just confusion by Rudy Gobert. Martin getting the cut, and then this is one of those things. It's just a little confusing that time, and guy gets open, just keeps moving, and gets an easy basket. Mike is going to knock down the technical free throw here.
6 points, a couple of assists from Mike Conley. Rudy will sit down for the first time tonight. He played the entire opening quarter.
For the most part, he had
he might have had 2 minutes stretch.
He came back in after Naz had gotten the 2 fouls. So that's the only time he sat down. Is Minnesota's going to go small here now. Well, Jaden playing the 4, which isn't all that small. Love seeing it though.
Conley pops on the 3. Couldn't hit his second of the half. Wolves by 4. Been down by as many as 7. Clowney puts it on the deck and draws a foul. I feel like Clowney, even though he's 1 for 4 from deep, I really think he wants to keep squeezing that 3. He's looking for it.
I think I'm gonna let him do it too, by the way, and not put my guy in jeopardy of picking up fouls here.
Mike Conley picks up the foul. It's number 2 on Mike. First free throw is short. The trees are back, Wolves fans, and you can own them right now. Shop the new Classic Edition jersey and collection at Timberwolves Team Store, a Fanatics experience. Get yours today at shop.timberwolves.com. 1 out of 2 for Noah Clowney. The Nets have made 9 free throws, but they've missed 8 free throws. The lead is 3. Wolves turn it over. First of the second quarter, 9th of the game, and Claxton quickly cashes in at the other end.
Taylor Mayfield's skill set, broken floor situation. Minnesota turns it over. Claxton running the rim that time. They just throw it up to him so easy.
Terrence Mann commits a foul in the corner. It's very crowded over there in that Brooklyn bench. That's the end of the floor last year where Anthony Edwards got tripped up by Jordi Fernandez. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
He had to go back to the locker room. Ant came back. It's a very strange play that I can't ever recall seeing before. A head coach being that far down on the floor, and then when Ant took a corner 3, stepped back and got tangled up with
exactly right. I think it was a flurry of Ant injuries back at that time too. Like there was a number of things that he got hurt and just came back.
Dante floater short with an offensive rebound. Jaden to the rim, missed the dunk. slipped out of his hand right as he went to pack it. Cam Thomas, 10 points, all in the opening quarter. Wilson bumped, hits the shot. Clark picks up the foul.
Bulls have just not been able to defend without fouling in this game. They've been a little better here in the second quarter, but another fouling opportunity and another three-point play opportunity.
Lead as we approach the midway point of the second quarter. On this day 30 years ago, Kevin Garnett, the big ticket, made his NBA debut. On his way to 14 seasons in total with the Timberwolves, 15 times an All-Star, still holds most every record for the Timberwolves. The big ticket.
What a great pick he was. You know, players weren't coming out of high school at that time. And Kevin Garnett kind of started the wave. You think about Bill Willoughby, you think about Moses Malone coming out of high school and playing, and Kevin Garnett started a new trend. Kobe Bryant came in, and then it was like Katie bar the door. I mean, the guys just started flowing into the NBA from high school.
And Anthony Edwards, you just saw it. That's the guy who's probably on pace to top some of KG's numbers, scoring, minutes, games, rebounds.
He's gonna redefine being the greatest player probably in Timberwolves history. He's on his way, well on his way to already supplanting Ticket for being the best player in Timberwolves history. As Dante cans another jump shot. All the players that have come in here recently that Tim Connolly's brought in, and some of the players that obviously Christian Rosas drafted. I mean, Jaden McDaniels is one of them. Naz Reid is one of them. Naz is not drafted, but he was a free agent pickup. That, you know, all these players in this common era, they're going to be in the top 25 all-time Timberwolves players, Alan.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time. It's just a great group of guys that have had some longevity. That's been the main thing.
Claxton fades.
How about that shot?
One on the shot clock, and he hits it.
There's just not have been a lot of Timberwolves players in history, that have stayed 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, just a handful of guys.
Dante, can he hit 2 in a row? Missed this one long. Clark with an offensive rebound. Now Dante, extra pass, Mike. He'll squeeze off the 3 and stroke it. Second triple for Mike Conley. 9 for Mike. And the Wolves back in front by 2.
Excellent ball movement by Minnesota again. Good rebounding to Jalen Clark, just not allowing Cam Thomas even to catch the basketball.
There's Wilson on the attack. Throws it up in desperation. He took some contact from Dante DiVincenzo. More free throws coming up for Brooklyn. Let's check in with Caleb.
Alan, earlier I asked Mike Nori about Jalen Clark as an energy boost to this team, and he said it's funny. Coach Finch said that the 2 personalities we have on this team are Anthony Edwards and Jalen Clark. Jalen brings that getting into the ball, physicality, and there's not a whole lot to us when they're out. And missing Ant, that personality falls way off, but when we don't have Jalen, we're a very quiet group, not as aggressive. This team feeds off of him. You could feel that when he was out, and it seemed perfectly reflected, guys, in his performance on Saturday, a plus 19 in 19 minutes.
I'm telling you, 6 points. And a plus 19 for Jalen Clark. You cannot determine his value by looking at a stat sheet. You have to watch him play. I was talking to him today after shoot-around. I was talking with him at the team hotel and just asking him about some of his, players that he admired and who he looked up to and stuff. And, I was talking to him about Tony Allen. He doesn't really think the style is the same with Tony Allen as Naz does a great job of changing speeds and drawing contact there.
They're going to give him the continuation on that.
They should.
He lost it and batted it up with the left hand. And I think Jordi Fernandez is looking at the back row to see if he wants to challenge this. It wouldn't be challenging the call. I don't think that's going to get overturned. But he could challenge it and maybe get the bucket move, but too late now.
Too late.
3-point play for Naz Reid.
I think that the more apt comparison for Jalen Clark, we were talking about this, is Avery Bradley. He wasn't quite sure how big Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley was only about 6'2", and his wingspan is about 6'7", but Jalen Clark is 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan. I mean, that's impressive. It's one of the big things that makes him good.
Thomas switched on to Randall. 3 to shoot. The crossover. The floater. He got it.
Let him get to that right hand.
He'll miss 3 straight shots. Brooklyn within 1. Randall. And Reid, the bigs in this lineup with Jaden, Dillingham, and Clark. Jaden lines up the three, drains it. Jaden has missed one shot tonight. He's 4 of 5 from the floor. He's hit 2 threes. He's got 10 points. He leads the Wolves in scoring.
Nas did a great job that time of faking that he was going to go left, coming back to Jaden's side, made his defender get into the gap that time, and give Jaden room to be able to shoot the basketball.
Here's Man, and a whistle stops play, and they call an offensive foul. The goal against Day'Ron Sharp.
Again, so Nas at the top of the floor here. Julius throws it out to him, and you see how you got to get into the gap right there. Wilson had to come off of Jaden just a little bit. So just that little space is all Jalen needed to knock that shot down. So again, Nas and Julius both so good at facilitating offense for Minnesota.
No foul against the Nets. It was a travel on Terrence Mann. Here's Rob. His first 3 of the season is off the back iron. Timberwolves corral the offensive rebound. Jaden on the attack. Hesitates, rises and hits. The deceleration from Jaden McDaniels. 5 of 6 shooting, 12 points to lead the Wolves. Up by 6, under 4 to play in the second quarter.
Love his shooting form, the way that he lets it fly. There's great rotation. Jaden's getting into the double-figure scoring column. Again, he's had double-figure scoring in every single game this year for Minnesota. And for Cam Thomas, he got up to a hot start, but then Minnesota brought Jalen Clark into the game and shut that down. Nick Claxton has been pretty dynamic as well. Claxton 4 of 4 from the floor, 10 points for him. Cam Thomas had a lot of those 12 points early on, but that man right there, number 22, has been all over him. Was there any question in your mind that Dante was going to come back into that game? I was not sure in Charlotte initially, just because it was such a heavy hit that he took from Colin Sexton, and all the blood that was on his jersey when he left, and you're never really sure. You don't see guys come back from those broken noses, but he did.
Yep.
And played so well. But he was vital. He was vital to Minnesota winning that game.
And I think there was some doubt that he would come back. Thomas scores it again off the glass.
I'll just never forget that when the first time we showed him, because we hadn't really seen him, they had pals on his nose when he came off the floor, when he came back on and sat on the bench. The U-shaped nose, I mean, both shocked us, didn't we? We both like gasped audibly. Jaden again.
14 7 of his 14 points here in the second quarter. Timberwolves back up by 6 here. It's the 3rd time they've led by 6. They have not been able to push it any further. Thanks in large part to this guy, Cam Thomas, the elbow jumper. He's back in rhythm.
Letting him go to his right hand like that, that's the direction he wants to go. If he's going left, he's going to step back and use the step back 3 when he goes left. But you got to make him change and do something a little different as Jalen Clark comes in there and gets the putback on the Rob layup.
Yeah, 2 dunks all of last season. He's got 3 already so far this year. Back-to-back games with a dunk for Jalen Clark. Timberwolves by 6. Their offense has found a rhythm here in the second quarter, already up to 29 points and 11 of 17 shooting. Terrence Mann couldn't get the shot off the rim. Dillingham on the push. 3 on 3. Rob will take it himself. Good patient play. Sets up Jaden for the 3. Could not hit. First miss of the night from deep for Jaden McDaniels. Clark on Thomas. Now Wilson in the corner. In front of that Wolves bench, no. Terrence Mann, Rudy was between a rock and a hard place. He was boxing out Claxton, but nobody picked up Terrence Mann, who gets the putback. Randall bowls over a defender. Layup with the left hand, count it. Mann's game from Julius Randle.
Come on.
There's no flopping here.
That is a big man move right there.
All the whistles we've had here tonight. No call on that play, which was the right call. Cam Thomas, 1 out of 2 from deep. That's his first 3 of the night. Thomas is shooting 38% from deep. Randall draws the contact from Claxton.
Well, I mean, Julius Randle is just a bulldozer. And, I mean, it just is a tremendous defensive play right there by by Clowney to try to get into his path, but then the way that Julius just discarded him
I like how quickly Clowney just disappears
He
from
just
the screen backwards. Whoop.
I thought it was a good no call by the officials that time.
I agree. Free throw good, and the Wolves up by 4. And Julius with back-to-back 30-point games. He's been pretty quiet here in this first half. 6 points, 6 rebounds, but how about 6 assists to lead the Wolves?
It's not nothing. I mean, the assist column is a big deal. The way that he's able to move the basketball and not be. It reminds me of last year. Remember the game last year in New York when we played against the Knicks? Coming back was a big deal for Julius. He had one of the best games of the year. I don't think he did not get in double-figure scoring, but he just moved the basketball and hit the open man. He could have wanted to try to score and be the big star of that game, but he just moved the basketball and made the right play. It was one of the more impressive Julius Randle games of the year.
There's Wilson the drive over Robb, who held his own defensively. Now Clark. And he draws the contact. Jalen will shoot 2.
I was meant to go back and ask Julius about that game because that New York Knicks game meant a lot to him. You know, it meant a lot going back into a place where he became an All-NBA player and an All-Star. And for him in that game to play the way he played was one of the more impressive games.
Wolves fans, customize your Timberwolves basketball experience with a flex plan. You pick the games and seats you want, pay less than single game tickets. Don't miss out. Customize your flex plan right now at timberwolves.com/flex. Missed them both. The whistle. Oh, Rudy on a loose ball foul will pick up his 2nd personal foul. Nobody has more than 2 in a Wolves jersey. Jaden 2, Rudy 2, Dante 2, Mike 2, Nasreet 2. Just over 30 seconds left to go first half. Cam Thomas sitting on 19 points. He's kept the Nets in this game. Clowney another 3, his 2nd in 5 attempts.
Clowney coming in this game is not a great three-point shooter.
Lob to Rudy. The alley-oop from Rob Dillingham. And Rudy's got himself his 4th alley-oop dunk of the season.
Those two have something special. Yeah, I really think it's a great pairing to have Dillingham out there with Rudy Gobert and Jalen Clark, both of them.
Just over a 2nd differential. Game clock and shot clock. Neither team with a foul to give. Terrence Mann takes a peek at the clock. Now against Jaden McDaniels with 1. Pulls up on the 3. Way offline. Wolves have the rebound, and there's the horn before Julius can get up a 3/4 court heave. At the half, the Timberwolves are up by 4, 63-59. 14 points for Jaden McDaniels. He paces the way. Wolves shoot 60% in the first half. Up 4 at the intermission.
By TSR Injury Law. If you've been injured, you know what time it is. It's TSR time. For a higher level of representation, call 612-TSR-TIME. And by your Greater Twin Cities Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves.
You're seeing photos of the Wolves handing
Hey, there I am,
Nets.
right there in the background.
There you go.
Right in the middle of the screen. There you go.
This was the first ever loss for the Brooklyn Nets at the Barclays Center. It was on November 5th of 2012. Wolves came away with a 107-96 win. And we're not done talking about that because there were some fascinating people that played in that game. Let's go to Kaylee.
I'm joined now by assistant coach Elston Turner. And coach, you're coming up one of your best defensive halves of the season in Charlotte. What adjustments need to be made on that end to create some separation?
Well, first of all, we have to be ready. You know, I didn't think we started the game just ready and focused like we were in Charlotte for whatever reason. If you don't bring the, attention to detail, no plan is going to work. But more specific, we want to actually try to make them score in between, in the mid-range area, take away the 3, take away the layups. But right now we just have a problem fouling and putting them on the free throw line. So basically they're scoring a lot of points from the free throw line, and we can't defend that.
Well, on the other side, you're shooting 60% from the floor. What's allowed you guys to successfully, you're shooting 60% from the floor. What's allowed you guys to successfully exploit the lowest rated defense in the NBA?
Well, statistically, they allow the opponents to get to the rim. I think they're around the bottom of the league, or 28th or something, allowing the opponents to get to the rim. So we think we can attack the basket, score easy points there. It's not a real game for the ball handler because they put 2 on the ball and pick and rolls, and we got to spread it around. But drive the ball, kick it, and make our shots, but keep pressure on the rim. I think we can just keep attacking the basket.
Coach, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
Kaylee, thank you. E.T. talking about giving up too many free throws. 20 free throw attempts for the Nets in that first half. It could have been a lot worse. They knocked down 12 of those 20. Cam Thomas had himself a half, too. He had 19 points.
Certainly did. 8 of 13 for Cam Thomas, and letting him get to his strong hand, the right hand. But again, Minnesota, as Elston was talking about, think about the fact that they give up the 28th most points in the paint. They give up almost 57 a game. So Minnesota did a great job of attacking the paint. They won that paint battle by 10.
They're shooting efficiently in there, too. 9 of 10 at the rim, and the Wolves are 7 of 12 on their floaters.
Right, keep it up.
Our second half scouting report brought to you by Menards. Nets have the first possession of the second half. Neither team has built a double-digit advantage in this game. It's been pretty close, 28-28 after one. A little more high scoring in the second quarter. Wolves take it 35-31. 2 on Thomas. That leaves Clowney open up top. He misfires on the 3. He's 2 of 6 on his triple tries tonight. Conley left open in the corner. He'll fire away. In and out, no. Dante, offensive rebound. The masked man puts it back up and in. That strap came undone, as you can see him try to put that thing back on there. Thomas to Martin. Looking to answer with a 3 ball, and he hits. It's the 6-3 for the Nets. The Wolves have hit 7 threes in this game. Last 2 games, the Wolves have averaged 16 made threes and shooting it exceptionally well, 48% over those last 2. Randall, up and under, got the lay-in. Randall doing damage. He's up to 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Man feeds it to Thomas. Floater down the lane. And a shove from behind. They'll get Jaden McDaniels. Jaden is the first Timberwolves player with 3 fouls.
Those staggered screens coming out of the corner, and when Cam Thomas is flying off those things, moving to his right, he's difficult to stop. Jalen has to foul him there and putting him on line. Just what Austin Turner was talking about, what they didn't want to do is put guys at the line. They fouled a lot in that first quarter, man. They had 9 personal fouls right away. And the one thing that's characterized the game for the Brooklyn Nets is that, yes, they've gotten to the line 21 times so far in this game, but they only have 12 makes to show for it. So it doesn't make any difference. If you get to the line, you've got to knock those things down. It's like offensive rebounds. It's like you can grab all the offensive rebounds you want, but if you don't convert them, they don't do much good. I mean, it does pad the stats, make your rebounding numbers look good, but
it burns a little bit of clock.
It does. It does burn some clock, but sometimes you don't want that. If you're missing it, you need more time to score.
Dante, great fake, now sets up Rudy inside, who flushes with the right hand. His second alley-oop of the night. Boy, he had time to hang in there, make that catch, twist his hand a little bit, and then stuff it through. 5 alley-oop dunks on the season for Rudy. Good contest here on man, forces the missed shot. Rudy gets the rebound. Here come the Wolves again. Dante, right wing 3.
I mean, these last 3 possessions, Dante gives you an offensive rebound putback. He gives you a lob dunk to Rudy Gobert, and then a transition 3 from the right slot.
Clowney.
What a clinic.
Man goes for the putback slam, no. Claxton offensive rebound. Couldn't get the finish, but more free throws coming up for the Nets.
I think I can smell inside the play montage here with Dante. So making some nice plays. I mean, that drew the defense. He made Clowney commit to him that time. And with Dante, you've got to commit to him because he's looking to score the basketball. So it's one of the things that makes it difficult sometimes with Mike is that when Mike is in ball screen action attacking the basket, some people don't believe that Mike is going to shoot it. So they bend back to Rudy and take away that lob dunk and make the ball handler the scorer. So, and Mike has just got that right hand so down, too. It just, when Mike's aggressive, Minnesota benefits big time.
Back in the starting lineup for 4 straight games now, and the Wolves start to play better basketball. Julius inside to Rudy, who hammers again. Wolves bench enjoys that. Julius with his 8th assist of the night.
And it's the footwork of Julius Randle, too, to be able to clear himself and use footwork and spin moves, pivots to be able to free himself to get shots and to throw dimes like that to Rudy Gobert.
Tyrese Martin into the paint, looks at Rudy, circles out. Thomas, he'll line up the 2. Slam follow, no for Clowney. Denied by the back iron. Timberwolves by 10, their first double-digit advantage. Jaden across the lane, got the finish and the foul. 3-point opportunity for Jaden. He's up to 16 points to pace the way for Minnesota. 12-point lead for Minnesota is their largest of the game. Jaden McDaniels been a big part of things. Efficient shooting, 7 of 9 from the field.
So talk about Donte DiVincenzo, who, normally inside the play can be 1 or 2 plays, but this is 3 because they're exceptional. So watch Donte's on the left side of the screen right here. And so you talk about corner crashing and getting in there, and when shots go up, why not crash and see if there's something profitable? Against 4 white jerseys, Donte sneaks in there and gets the offensive rebound. Again, coming off these handoff actions, and Donte's at the top of your screen there to the left side. He's going to come back off this Rudy screen and curl in there, and then it's just empty side. So they got to step up. Clowney has to step up and creates that lob dunk situation for Rudy Gobert. And then the bottom of your screen here in transition. The hit-aheads here, Minnesota trying to play faster. And one of the outpourings of that is getting Jaden into transition, getting Donte into his sweet spot, getting him the basketball in space at the edge, and let him decide whether he's going to attack, whether he's going to shoot it. Just before this timeout, we saw the same thing. Julius hitting ahead to Jaden McDaniels, who got a hoop in transition by attacking the basket in transition again.
Wolves will zone up here out of the timeout. Jaden missed the free throw. Clowney goes down. McDaniels picks up his 4th. Wolves have hit 8 free throws. They've missed 7 free throws. Very similar to what Brooklyn has done. They've hit 14. They've missed 10.
Chris Finch looking back at the coaching staff, seeing if they should maybe challenge that call. And, Jalen Clark comes to the game now to relieve Jaden, but I think that he might have challenged that because it looks like that Clowney kind of slipped more than he was fouled. So
those are always tough calls. They seem to always go against the defender. Here's Thomas. Forced the kick out. Nice job by Rudy. Tyrese Martin with the 3. He's hit a couple of those tonight in 4 tries.
You can do a lot of things right on a possession and still have the team score. And Rudy did a fantastic job that time. Terrence Mann here pressing up on Donte DiVincenzo and knocks that out of bounds.
Biniam Maru right there to make the call, first-year official. Mike off the Rudy screen. Swings it up top. Randle on the run. Down the lane, got the lay-in. Double figures for Randle. Now he's 1 rebound and 2 assists shy of his 15th career triple-double. 78-67, up by 11.
I mean, if we get a chance to look at that possession, it was just beautiful offense, and the decision-making that was involved in getting that hoop. And Terrence Mann does a nice job of discarding Jalen Clark. Not easy to do.
That wasn't a bad possession either. Just 2 really well-run pick and rolls.
It really was.
Conley inside Rudy, got wrapped up by Clowney. Randle's last bucket give the Wolves a 28-10 scoring advantage at the rim tonight.
It's all these little handoffs of Mike and him being able to get into a seam, Rudy on the roll, Julius on the rise, and then his decision-making to pump fake and attack the basket. What are you going to do? When you're that athletic and the ball moves like that, Mike does a great job of getting that handoff and making something happen.
Clark in the corner, the 3-ball.
Julius could have shot that 3 too, by the way. He could have let that thing fly, but he ended up being aggressive with it, attacking, and Brooklyn throws it away here.
5th turnover on the Nets. Wolves have turned it over 9 times, but only once since the end of the first quarter. They had 8 in the opening frame. Mike and Julius, the pick and roll. Dante, the wing 3. Short. Brooklyn on the push. Collision and Clowney goes down. Clowney's gone down a couple of times, courtesy of Julius Randle.
Thinking about the job that Jordi Fernandez has done here in Brooklyn. He's done a nice job. He did a good job last year. He's going to be challenged this year with the roster that he has fully constituted right now. A lot of young guys. But this is a coaching staff that is very familiar with Jordi Fernandez. Between Micah and Chris Finch, I mean, they spent time in Denver, spent time in Houston. Jordi was in Sacramento, but they have a lot of commonalities between them.
Claxton, the offensive rebound, and gets fouled with just over a second on the shot clock. So more free throws for the Nets. They're 25th and 26th free throw attempts of the game. Claxton has 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists.
Treasure Island Resort and Casino is the exclusive casino partner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Visit ticasino.com to learn more about Minnesota's destination fun.
Second free throw is good for Claxton. 13 points tonight. That's what he's averaging over 6 games to start the season. Again, the Nets have not won a game. The Pelicans, the only other team winless in the league. Here's Randle against Claxton in the paint. The pump fakes, the setup for Dante. The corner 3 is there. Second straight game, Dante's knocked down 4 threes. Julius up to 9 assists tonight.
Triple-double alert for Julius Randle. 11 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds.
Thomas just in that, not even mid-range, it's in that floater range where he's just knocking down shots left and right.
Julius Randle is just 4 of 8 from the field. He's not hit a 3 yet, but that right-hand drive into the pump fake, and then defense has to kind of watch him, and then he fires it out on target to Dante.
It's another play where that Brooklyn defense just sucks in and leaves their shooter open on the perimeter. I think we may have had a delay of game warning against the Jordi Fernandez's squad there. Former head coach of the Canadian national team. He won a bronze medal at the 2023 World Cup, but he has since vacated that head coaching role when he got the Nets job. Are we finally set to play? Robbie Hummel right behind Jordi Fernandez there, former Timberwolf. He's on the Nets bench. Austin Rivers is on the Wolves bench, both former Timberwolves. On the Peacock broadcast here tonight, Jalen Clark called for his 2nd foul.
What do you think of that, embedding analysts on the team benches?
Have not heard the broadcast yet. This is only the 2nd time they've done it. Seems like it'd be a little uncomfortable for those guys being right on the bench.
I agree.
Wolves by 8. As Reed, who grew up just over an hour south of the city here in Asbury Park, New Jersey, coming back to this area, whether it's Brooklyn, New York, Philadelphia. He lost his sister last month, and for the first time, Naz talked about that after shoot-around today.
Just making sure I'm good at every step of the way. Even the training staff or coaches, whatever the case may be, those guys are good to me as well. And then you got guys who know my immediate family as well, which is like Jaden and they're asking my family as well how they're doing. So stuff like that is always good. Oh, and also Rob, stuff like that is always good though. So I mean, just to have that comforting feeling is always good to have. Yeah, we're supporting her, and, you know, like she supported us in each and every way, every facet. So we're trying to make sure, you know, she knows that, you know, we're still with her, and I know, we all know that she's with us. So.
Nas talked about the support he's gotten from his friends, from his family, and from the organization. I asked Chris Finch before the game about how do you support Nas while still giving him time to go through the grieving process, and they've just tried to support him in every way possible. Randall to Nasri. Can he hit the corner three off the back iron? Dante will give it right back. Nas has over a dozen friends and family in the crowd. He said they've got some Timberwolves jerseys that they put a patch on the shoulder honoring Tariah. Claxton to the corner. Now Thomas up top. No. Rebound comes out. And Yeoman has it. Claxton couldn't finish, but he drew the foul. Tough to even imagine what Nasri's gone through over the last month plus here.
Yeah. I mean, the high of being able to, you know, get your contract extended and, you know, get that whole thing figured out, and you know, the low of losing a loved one. I mean, it just, and someone that you were so close to, and you know, I think everybody's been kind of giving Nas a little grace here early on because of what he's had to deal with. So, you know, your heart goes out to him. That's all you can see. And then a lot of people have supported him. Tim Connolly, the way that the organization has supported him has been top notch. And that's all you could do, you know. And then plus all the love he got last year. I mean, I just think that this is a great organization, the way they take care of their guys. So,
Timberwolves have picked up a delay of game warning. Nas also talked about Tariah and how he wanted to stress how selfless she was. Every time he came to Brooklyn, to Madison Square Garden, to Philadelphia, which is also close to their home, she was at those games. Dillingham. Brooklyn's got a little bit of momentum here, and they've climbed to within 4. 81-77. Zaire Williams saddled with foul difficulty in the first half. Played more than 8 minutes. Here's Dillingham. His pass deflected, and Zaire Williams controls.
Happens to a lot when Rob gets into the paint. He tries to throw out of it, and his passes get deflected a fair amount.
Yeoman to Claxton. He loses it. Randall's on the run. Julius will take it himself and jam it through for 2. 13 points, 9 boards, 9 dimes.
Should have given it to Robin. Take care of the double figures for.
Oh, get that out of the way.
Get that out of the way.
You're always thinking one step ahead.
My goodness.
3 ball.
Another 3.
For Clowney. Clowney's 3rd 3 of the game. Each team with 9 made threes. But Julius Randle, right place, right time. And his easiest points of the night. So after back-to-back 30-point games, and 3 times in his last 4 games, Julius 13 points here tonight. By the way, the back-to-back 30-point games, longest stretch since he's been in the Wolves uniform. FanDuel Picks now available in your state, and right now new customers can play $5 and get $60 in bonus credits, win or lose. Join FanDuel Picks today, the easiest way to play.
So funny to look at Noah Clowney just coming into the game tonight, and the scouting report on Noah Clowney, just the fact that he's coming into the game, he's 4-22 from outside the arc. He's shooting 18% from three-point range, but yet somehow he's been allowed to jack it up 8 times from three-point land. He's knocked down 3 of them.
Yeah.
Just hit one. So he's got 12 in the game, and Minnesota has been. He's a short closeout guy, so it's like it's one of those deals where you're kind of out wanting him to take those shots, but he's performed admirably in this game. He's been tough. He's been a pretty good defender. He's been one of the reasons why this game has been close. Cam Thomas has done a nice job, 9 of 17 for him. 4 guys in double figures for this Nets team. Minnesota's not been able to get a lot of separation. They did build a 12-point lead at one time, but that evaporated.
Yeah, 9-2 Brooklyn run since that 12-point lead. Bones into the game for the first time against his own defense for Brooklyn. Bones, the three ball on the right side. That came up short. Yegor Diomin, the 8th pick in the draft. Born in Moscow. Played with the B team of Real Madrid before, and then BYU before being drafted by Brooklyn. 83-80 turnover. Clark up ahead to Nas, 2-on-1. Now 2-on-2. Nas will keep it himself and bank it in with the left hand. Nas into double figures with 10. Zaire Williams answers right back the other end.
Man, that's too easy.
Randall pressured, but gets it off to Bones Highland. Now Randall spins away top of the key. Out to Bones, left side three on the way. Missed that one long after the first one went short. Clark put back. No. Second chance. No, but he got the foul.
Again, so defensively, you know, one of the things, it's one thing about, you know, just playing one-on-one defense, but also if you don't let your man catch the basketball and Jalen Clark wedges his way in there and does not allow Day'Ron Sharpe to hand it off to him, then Nas quick hands. Gets the possession for Minnesota, knocks it away. Minnesota's off to the races. And Jalen Clark doing a great job just wedging himself in between the handoff guy and his man who's trying to get the handoff. That's something you don't see every day. You know, and he does it every single time he's on the floor. Mr. Randy's here.
And then he gets rewarded. The ball just ends up in his lap.
Mr. Randy.
I know.
Is he in the Basketball Hall of Fame, by the way? I think he's going to make it. He's going to make it as a fan, a contributor.
He's out. Jalen misses two. Julius had an excellent opportunity to knock it in the rebound. It's still a three-point game. Brooklyn is outscoring Minnesota here in the third. Yeoman. Elbow jumper makes it a one-point game. Yegor only averaging 7 points a game. He's been coming off the bench, playing 19 minutes per. Nas the screen. Rob up top to Randall. Now Rob on the run. Got stripped and a foul on Diomin. That'll be the fourth. Well, they put Rob at the free throw line here. Dillingham went 1 for 2 at the free throw line. His first trip. And hits this one.
How has no one ever nuggeted a steak before?
Two for 2 for Rob Dillingham. 5 points, a couple of boards, 1 assist for Rob. Timberwolves up 3. 2 minutes to go in the third. Yeoman out to Zaire Williams. Deep three. He got it and a foul. A 4-point opportunity for Zaire Williams. All smiles for the Nets. They have tied this game. Now for a team that's 0-6, as we take another look at this one, first 4-point opportunity of the season for the Wolves or one of their opponents. Boy, the longer the Nets kind of hang around, you can kind of feel that the momentum is on their side.
There's no doubt. Zaire Williams, you know, didn't do much, only played 8 minutes in the first half, but he's come back here in the second half and he's given them a nice shot in the arm, only had 3 points at the half.
Nets first lead since there was 2:28 left to go in the opening quarter. Rob the drive out to Randall. Pump fake, jab step. Now on the deck, runs it up in traffic. No, but plenty of contact. And Randall will go to the free throw line where he's 3 out of 4 here tonight.
It's one of the things that Kaylee and I were talking about in the pregame show. Chris Finch was, you know, she asked Chris Finch about what he was concerned about in this game, and that's, you know, being on point here. We've seen Minnesota drop games like this against opponents like this who are undermanned and don't really and shouldn't be really in the game with Minnesota. And the Wolves sometimes will play down to their opponent and their skill level.
Yep.
You'd like not to play that way, but sometimes it just, you know, it happens to this squad.
First one good for Julius.
It's been kind of a weird game the way this, I mean, it started out was kind of a foul fest at the beginning. There was not a lot of rhythm to the basketball game. Minnesota fouled a lot.
And the Wolves felt like they were on their way to building some separation and maybe putting this game away. But then in the midway point of this third quarter, that's when Brooklyn got going. Tyrese Martin. Wolves by 1. Joman. 3-ball, no. Rebound. Sharp. To Martin in the corner. Joman off the Sharp screen. Back to Martin. Martin will hoist off the dribble. No. Offensive rebound. And then Sharp lost it off his own leg. He thought he got fouled. Timberwolves ball. Randall on the move. Into the paint. Bullies his way up and banks it in for 2 more. 17 points, 10 boards, 9 assists for Julius Randle.
Now this is where Julius can come alive here. So he's got the 17 points, as you mentioned, the 10th rebound. And so
he knocks the ball away here.
He just needs one more assist.
There's Julius inside. Kick out. Threw it right past Rob Dillingham out of bounds. Rob wasn't quite set up there.
I'm not sure why he wasn't looking for the basketball. It's exactly what Julius is going to do. He should be spotted up, ready to look alive there in the corner.
"12 turnovers on the Wolves. Roman drives, had too much English on that one. Spun out. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Another turnover, back-to-back possessions. Rob tried to get it up and over a defender, Zaire Williams, but Nas could just get his fingertips to it. It's turnover number 13. So 2.3 the differential. Either team with a foul to give. Looks like we've got a little blood on the hand of Zaire Williams. You know, we showed some still pictures of the first home loss for the Nets in their brand new building at Barclays Center in 2012. The starting lineup that night: Luke Ridnour, Brandon Roy, one of the 5 games he played in a Timberwolves uniform, Andre Kirilenko, Derek Williams, and Nikola Pekovic. How about that for a starting 5? AK, by the way, against one of his former teams, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 4 block shots. That's very Andre Kirilenko-like game.
It was, this is the montage. Chris Humphries is sitting there. Like J.J. Barea, who was a polarizing figure. I really like J.J. Barea. I was a big J.J. fan. Nikola Pekovic is one of my all-time favorite Timberwolves players. Brandon Roy, what could have been. I mean, Minnesota did pick him, but then moved him on. Or was it Rudy Gay that they picked? I think they picked Rudy Gay. We could have either one, and we ended up getting the one like, who was Randy Foye? We picked Randy Foye that year. That was who we picked. And what a great guy Randy Foye was. He had a pretty good NBA career, but he was not Brandon Roy, and he certainly wasn't Rudy Gay either.
And by the time Wolves got Brandon Roy, he played 5 games out of 82.
Yeah.
Cam Thomas on the move.
Great player Brandon Roy was.
Shot rejected by Nas. Julius with it. Half court heave at the buzzer. Well, that had the feeling of going in. It would have counted had it dropped. Wolves will take a 3-point lead into the fourth quarter. 91-88. Timberwolves on top. Julius Randle pacing the way. Julius Randle on triple-double watch. 17 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists.
Yeah, a couple 30-point games coming into this one. And it's a lot of efficient shooting, too. And so he's gotten the line a bunch. But in this ball game, he's really set the table. I mean, the fact that he's got 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 17 points shows you that he's done a little bit of everything in this game. He's looking like an all-NBA player right now, the way that he's doing it. The combination of scoring and rebounding and assisting is something that you don't see as much on that level at the power forward position. You're seeing it more now with Wembanyama. What is Wembanyama to you? Should he be listed as, because when you search for power forwards on certain websites, they list Wembanyama as a power forward, where he's listed as a center every single night for the San Antonio Spurs. So
I mean, it's probably easier to list what he's not, which is, I don't know. I mean, he's bringing the ball up the floor. He's creating like a point guard. Fourth quarter gets underway. Jaden draws a foul inside. Wolves built the 12-point lead early in that third quarter. Final 8.5 minutes. Brooklyn outscores Minnesota 24-15 to get themselves right back in this game. Gobert and Reed, the bigs in this lineup, with Mike, Dante, and Jaden. Rudy. Cross court. Dante lets fly. Comes up short. Rebound. Timberwolves basketball. The Wolves are 9 for 27 on their threes tonight. And the three-point rate this year is 19th in the league.
Right.
Last year, the Wolves got up 46% of their shots as threes. This year, it's 39%. And if you say, well, Anthony Edwards has been out, well, in the first two games, the Wolves were putting up 39% of their shots as threes. Thomas. They'll pull up over Rudy on the triplets way offline, and the Wolves have the rebound. So what do you think the biggest reason is behind that? Wolves taking less threes this year as opposed to last year.
Well, I think that not having Nickeil Alexander-Walker is probably some of the difference, because, I mean, think about the volume of shots that he would get up and the way Minnesota played with their second unit. The second unit would come in and jack threes. I mean, they would, between Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and Nah, I mean, they would get him up.
Yep.
They just don't shoot him. All those other guys don't shoot as Naz attacks the basket and gets fouled here by Sharp. But, you know, I mean, TJ hasn't found a rhythm yet. Even though he's shot the ball well from outside the arc, he's not a willing three-point shooter, and neither is Jalen Clark. Bones Highland has been uneven from outside the arc. Like when they go to their bench, like Mike's not really getting volume up either. So,
and Naz hasn't gotten on track yet.
And Naz hasn't gotten on track. That's a huge part of it.
Yep.
Naz just 1 of 3 tonight in this game from outside the arc. So I mean, you know, it's like Johnny Juzang, if you put him out there, he might make up for all of it. If you put him and played him consistently.
We saw that in the preseason.
We did see that. He is an excellent three-point shooter.
Naz steps up and knocks down a couple of freebies. The Wolves have really struggled at the free throw line. They had been 12 of 21 before Naz hits those two. 5-point lead. They're going to zone up here. Zaire Williams a catch and shoot three. That's offline. Naz couldn't squeeze it, but Rudy does. See if the Wolves can get some separation here early in the fourth. Trying to make it 2 straight wins. Rudy down the lane. The finish. No, but he got the foul.
Well, it was a great screen, and the pocket pass was on point, and Rudy handled it well.
Terrence Mann commits the foul.
So again, just right through the pocket, and Terrence Mann shows up there. That's where you have to finish that. I mean, Rudy.
1 out of 2 at the line tonight. Got it. Fans, don't miss out on the magic of attending a Timberwolves game this season, whether it's rivalry games, giveaway nights, an NBA Cup game. We've got that coming up, or just a Saturday night out with your squad. Timberwolves basketball delivers every time. Get your tickets at timberwolves.com right now.
I was wondering how this game was going to be attended. I mean, with Brooklyn kind of being down right now, the roster is not the greatest roster that they've constructed in their team history. They're 0-6 coming into this game. There's a lot of Timberwolves fans here. This is this is a city where it's obviously a lot of people are visiting. And if you want to come to a Brooklyn Nets game, you probably can get a ticket pretty easy. But it's still a great building.
7-point lead for the Wolves. 2 free throws by Rudy. 3 ball. Offline, Wolves get the rebound. Zaire Williams couldn't hit that one. Jaden against Zaire Williams. Now Dante uses the Rudy screen. Jaden around his back. Fades. Got the soft touch. He's 8 of 10 shooting. He's got 18 points, which is what is becoming a nightly occurrence. That's what he's averaging per game this year.
Love the way he sifts his way to the basket, gets into the mid-range, in the painted area. That tough shot right there.
Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas has got 24. That's what he averages per game. 9.5 to play. 7-point advantage. Looking for Rudy on the lob. It's deflected, stays in play, and Thomas comes away with it. Thomas just trying to find space. Missed the shot. The Wolves have the rebound. Conley gets away from Thomas. Jade stepped backwards, out of bounds. It's the second time at least that's happened to him this season.
Jaden again going behind the back on Zaire Williams, and you know he's got that sort of sometimes sort of unorthodox way of sifting his way, the 1-2 and then into the pull-up. And the jump shot, the little pull-up jumper that he hits, that is kind of slow and methodical, or the step through where he shoots it right or left-handed.
Jaden is 6 for 6 from that floater range. Nas gets the rejection. Rudy controls. Another block for Nas Reed. I thought he had one earlier. Here's Rudy. He draws a foul.
Dante's going to the well. I mean, he's getting into ball screen action with Rudy, and he's delivering the pass on target. I'm not sure 100% that you want Rudy rumbling down the middle of the defense with the basketball in his hands, trying to be a decision maker, pocket pass or shot, whatever. It's been okay here. It's worked out fine for him. Been making free throws too. 3 of 4 before that one right there. But still, 15 points, 11 rebounds. And he does have an assist, so he's putting together these double-doubles, Alan. That's been fun to see.
Another block for Rudy here tonight. He's had 4 straight games with 2 blocks. Misses 2 free throws, and the Nets have it down 7. So there's a little bit of a cushion, but not much. Yegor. Out of man. Yeoman. It's a 3 in the corner. Clowney taps the rebound out. Zaire Williams back to Clowney. Now man, same spot, same result.
Wolves have gotten some good contests on with the zone. They've been kind of using it and kicking each other out at opportune times to cover.
The staggered screen by Conley sets up Nas for the wide open triple. Second 3-ball tonight for Nas Reed, 15 points off the bench.
This
Wolves'
group
lead is now 10.
This group has done a really nice job of kicking each other out and rotating and staying covered. And they haven't gotten a lot of open looks. Dante was a little bit late on that one.
Your guy Noah Clowney continues to hit threes, 4 of 10.
Seriously. He was shooting 18% coming into this game. He's 4 of 10.
Nas again. Shot clock winding down. Cross-court pass deflected, turned over. Man on the move. A split by 2 defenders. Dante comes away with the ball. Here's Mike on the move. Dante inside. Up off glass. That shot dropped, but they're going to wave it off. A foul on Terrence Mann on the floor. Well, Terrence Mann wants the Nets to challenge. Chris Finch looking back at his bench, wondering if they want to challenge perhaps a continuation, although
they don't want
you can't challenge a call that goes your way.
Terrence Mann was very upset, but I think he felt Mike may have fouled him, but Dante got it all ball. I mean, that was a great steal by Dante DiVincenzo. Mike was just standing him up in transition, didn't really foul him.
So Dante to the free throw line because the Nets are in the penalty. Still with 7:15 left to go in the game. Up 7. Dante with a second free throw. Missed the first. Got the second.
And Julius still needs one more assist, which seemingly should be easy to do. I mean, once he comes back into the game.
Yes, difficult to do from the bench.
It's hard to do from the bench. Easy to do once he comes back in the game.
Clowney, threw it away. Jaden with the steal. Got Rudy trailing. Jaden keeps it. Couldn't score it, but he's going to the stripe for 2. 6:57 left to go in the game. Timberwolves up by 8, and Jaden at the line when we come back on FanDuel Sports Network. Timberwolves have been dominant in the paint tonight, Jim, but I know you'd like to go deeper. At the rim, the Wolves are outscoring the Nets 34-14, so a plus 20 at the rim and shooting 17 of 20. My math tells me that's up over 80%. Yeah. Brooklyn just 7 of 15.
It's been one of the keys for Minnesota to build a lead here and to have the success they've had. But the Brooklyn Nets have been really good from mid-range. They've been knocking a lot of those floater actions down. Cam Thomas with 24 in the game. They've got 5 guys in double figures right here. But the Wolves have just done a nice job attacking.
It was a 3-point game to begin the quarter. Wolves have outscored Brooklyn 10-5 here in the frame. Jaden has a chance to add to it here with 2 free throws.
Minnesota's going to go big here. So Mike's out of the game. You got Julius, Nas, and Rudy into the game. I wasn't expecting a closing lineup in the fourth quarter with these 3 guys joining the fray. So Dante DiVincenzo and Jaden McDaniels, we'll see if they stick in zone.
2 free throws are good, and Jaden has his 3rd 20-point game of the season.
The 2-man front of a 2-3 zone with Jaden McDaniels and Dante DiVincenzo is tough. I mean
I like
Jalen Clark would be good too. I mean, he's also very dynamic in that regard because, you know, he's not being screened. But
Wolves are sticking in the zone because Brooklyn's 1 of 7 from beyond the arc here in the fourth quarter.
This group is going to have to talk things out too.
Man to Zaire Williams, short on the 3 ball. Great contest by Julius Randle. Now the Nets are 1 for 8 from distance in the fourth. Dante, and a foul on the pass attempt. That'll be free throws. Terrence Mann picks up another one. That's his 5th. Back-to-back games, the Wolves have given up 2 delay of game warnings, which each time result in a technical. Wolves led the NBA in delay of games last year, 28 of them.
You know, if I was going to lead the league in a violation, I would lead the league in defensive 3 seconds, not delay of games.
Yeah, you know, the defensive 3 second always gives up a technical. Delay.
No, but I'm just saying, like, how many times are they going to call it, though? My might not have had this conversation with coaches before. Is that if I was going to, I would always be testing the 2-9 and the referee's ability to be able to call defensive 3 seconds. They'll call the delay of game. If you sit there and mess around, they have no problem calling that one. Not just a self-inflicted wound. You get no benefit from it.
The Wolves have finished first in delay of game warnings twice out of the last 4 years. The Pat Bev season, 41 delay of games. I mean, that's half your games.
Can't make it up.
Wolves gave up 7 free throws off of multiple times getting him in the same game. Here's Jaden on the move. Out to Dante. A 3-ball would be large, and Dante delivers. 5 made threes on the evening. Up by 14 and a kick ball. Does Jaden have that kick ball? Because Jaden led the league in kick ball violations last year.
He had he's competing with who was it that was always kicking the ball for Minnesota? They've had a number of different players. Gorgie Jang was great at kicking basketball.
Claxton couldn't get the shot to drop, but he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
I really thought there was a season when Gorgie Jang was playing more soccer than he was basketball. I mean, he led the league.
I would agree.
Balls.
Jaden last year had 23. Wolves led the league in that category. Kick balls. I don't think it's
you
a
track
bad.
all these things,
I love
man.
it.
It's
I love it.
unbelievable. This is what I say when
Find enjoyment in the smallest of things.
When we were talking about you joining me on TV, I said your Twitter feed is like next level. If you don't follow Alan Horton on Twitter at Wolves Radio, you're really missing out. This guy is next level. The stuff that you track every day, I just find it amazing. You are an encyclopedia, and it's so great. Because if we can't have Swanee, we got you.
It's an encyclopedia of the most useless information.
No, it's not. It's not.
Kickballs, delay of game violation.
It's useless until it's not. Until somebody wants the info and you got it running.
Dante, another three. Corner pocket, a season high, 6 made threes for Dante DiVincenzo. How about 11 made threes for Dante over his last 2 games? Wolves up big here. Thomas, no. Slam follow for Claxton.
It was a great contest by DiVincenzo that time on Cam Thomas, making him miss, but Claxton with the throwdown.
Dante gets away from the double. Good ball movement. Jaden. Now to Dante, back to the opposite side. Naz cashes in on the 3. 18 for Naz Reid. Wolves now 13 made threes at a 42% clip. Thomas mid-range. Rebound Naz. Up by 17 with 4:50 left, and Chris Finch wants to talk things over. Well, we were waiting for the Wolves to get some separation. Yeah. It was Brooklyn that closed the 12-point gap to 3, but the Wolves have pushed it back out. 114-97. Dante with a big night. Time for our home furniture plays of the game, Jim Peterson.
Well, Minnesota's racking up the assists in this game tonight, and Minnesota actually has 31 assists in the game, and Dante had a couple of them from Jaden McDaniels. And is there a quicker release? I mean, there's not too many guys. Steph Curry's got a quick release, but Ray Allen had a really quick release back in his day. But for my money, Dante DiVincenzo, he catches that thing and releases it as fast as anybody in the NBA.
I got 2 numbers for you. Wolves have had 31 assists in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
That'll always work for an offense.
And I'm telling you, and it shows too. When I put my stat sheet together, the numbers have just gone up on both ends of the floor because of the efficiency of the way they move in the basketball. So the metrics are going up, and it's looking better now for Minnesota. Of course, you play 2 of the youngest teams in the league. Chris Finch is beside himself.
JB DeRosa calls an offensive foul. Julius immediately signals to the bench to challenge.
They're gonna go.
And
They're gonna
Chris
do
Finch will challenge this. So with 4:35 left to go in the fourth quarter, the Wolves are up by 17. The other number I have for you, Wolves are outscoring the Nets 23-9 here in the fourth. They've held Brooklyn to 3 of 16 shooting and 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. Do those numbers work?
The zone strikes again. I mean, like Minnesota's used the zone at various points in the last couple of years to disrupt, and so they used it to get back in the game against the Lakers. They really could have won and should have won.
The ruling on the floor is being challenged.
Thank you, Sean Wright.
That's right to the point right there, Sean.
JB DeRosa, the referee to the left there. He's the son of Joe DeRosa, who was a great NBA official. Again, here they're going to call Julius for the foul, and then it looks like he's being grabbed right there. I mean, what is going on here? What is this?
I'm not sure what Julius does. This is our Sprite Coach's Challenge. Speaking of JB DeRosa, I was reading his bio today. You were reading someone else's bio? Biniam?
Yes, I was.
JB DeRosa's been reffing games since he was 13 years old. I thought that was notable. That seems a bit early.
Well,
13 years old.
He'd like to adjudicate arguments in the neighborhood, maybe. So he wanted things to be fair.
Maybe just setting the tone early. I talked to him before the game. I had not met JB because usually on radio I don't get a chance to be on the floor so close to the tip when the referees come out.
Right.
He was as energetic and
he's as
friendly
nice as they come. He's as nice as they come.
I said, wow, your energy is fantastic. He's like, well, I've got to be that way because as soon as the ball goes up, everybody hates me. Both teams, the crowd. All right, we've got a determination.
The ruling on the floor is going to be overturned, and it is a defensive foul as the defender grabs the arm of the offensive player. We're in the penalty, so we will shoot 2 shots. The game clock is good at 4:35, and the shot clock will be at 24.
I've got the Wolves now at 5-2 on challenges this season. Starting to get some separation in the right direction. Julius was right. He knew it.
Can trust Julius. A lot of times you can't trust bigs, but Julius isn't a finger twirler a bunch. And you know who probably is the best Timberwolves player for that doesn't sit there and twirl their finger every time they get a foul? Jaden McDaniels.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen him twirl his finger.
We talked about that in the preseason game.
I think we did.
And I thought more about that. I don't ever remember him. I'm not sure Jaden even is familiar with making the move.
Well, he sees a bunch of his teammates doing it all the time, including Rudy Gobert, who Rudy just take his challenge rights away. He doesn't have any anymore.
He's gotten them rescinded. Clowney can use this opportunity to get up a few more threes. Williams put back, no, but contact and free throws coming up.
Jaden's done a pretty good job after getting into foul trouble to not foul out in this game so far. He's just picked up his 5th one right there.
He's averaging 3.5 foul calls a game. Of course, a lot of that was due to the 6 he got in Charlotte Saturday.
He's done a better job, I think, of staying out of foul trouble. I mean, for the most part, he's done a better job. He does get the tough assignment and is put in harm's way a bunch. But Chris Finch is also really, I think, seen the value in playing him off ball as well, which is, improved Minnesota's defense too. And when Jaden gets off ball, he's such a dynamic defender and disrupts and protects the paint as much as Rudy does.
17-point lead with 4:20 left. Jaden got held. Falls away on the jumper and still gets it to drop.
That should be an assist right there. I know that it was a little discontinued that time, but
they're not going to give it to him.
They're not giving it.
Still Julius one assist shy of a triple-double.
I got to tell you, I've seen assists given
for far less.
For far less than that. I mean, Jaden did drop the basketball and picked it back up again, but still.
Dante. Now Nas. Here's Randall. Timeout, Minnesota with 3:33 left. And no foul on that play, so the Wolves will have possession after this timeout.
So I wonder in situations like this where, they're fully aware that Julius Randle is 1 assist away from a triple-double. Everybody's fully aware of it. They all know. And so in these kind of situations where you want to finish the game strong, instead of trying to maybe, keep trying to do things that you're not used to get him that 1 assist, to maybe just get it done right now. Drop a play, get some action going where it puts Julius Randle into a sweet spot where he can get an assist, and then he can move on from it and then finish the game strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 17-point lead with 3:33 left, and Chris Finch has not been a coach that has traditionally emptied the bench early.
Exactly.
So I think there is more.
Exactly right. So he wants to get this
here.
Yes, he wants to get this done. He wants to get into that area. He doesn't want to have this game go another possession or two. Maybe Minnesota doesn't score a couple threes, but you just never know what the scenario can be. If it goes down to 11 points in a couple possessions here, you can see it.
Wolves 3:33 away from their 2nd straight win and a 4-3 start to the season. Yeah. While it has been what we've all thought is a slow start to the season, it's not uncommon, as you touched on the other night. 4-3 for the Wolves this year would match what they did last year. 2 years ago, 5-2. The year before that, 4-3. The year before that, 3-4. All under Chris Finch. It's been in that range of a quote-unquote slow start.
They've been a 500 team a bunch into 2 months into the season. There you go.
Dante, can he cash in? No.
That would have been. Though.
It was the play. You called it. Chris Finch drew it up. Get another chance here, though. Randall to Nas. There it is.
They knew.
His first triple-double in a Timberwolves uniform, Julius Randle. 15th of his career. 19 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 dimes. Reach-in foul on Jaden McDaniels. That's right now it's Jaden's 6th. Chris Finch is looking back and see if they want to challenge this, but
it was so funny because they came out of the timeout, got Dante the open shot, and then Nas knocks it down. So Dante goes over to Julius and said, "I'm sorry, man. Like I should have hit that first one for you."
I think what they ended up doing was running the same play twice. It was just Nas instead of Dante.
Right.
So the Wolves have called a timeout.
15th career
I don't think
triple-double.
there's no reason to.
You mentioned that earlier, by the way. You mentioned that earlier with Julius, the 15th career triple-double for him.
Yeah, his first in a Timberwolves uniform. The last one he had was in his final season in New
Ruling
York.
on the floor is being challenged.
And now the Wolves have made the challenge.
Well, you know, the other thing, too, Julius had 6 triple-doubles the year that he was All-NBA, the first year, 2021. The year that he was most improved player. He was an All-Star.
I guess that was the year before Jalen Brunson came aboard.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably, yes. Yeah, 2021, he had 6 that year, so. Ant still hasn't had a triple-double. Ant is interesting. Like, I just think that he's got to get the rebound numbers up there to get that triple-figure rebounding number, but Ant still does not have a triple-double in his career.
His career high. Well, he's had,
he's had more double-figure rebounding nights than he has assist nights, so maybe that's the issue. He's got a bunch of nights,
but he hasn't been able to. I guess the closest you could come is the home game against Dallas in 2022 when he had 27 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists.
I think they might have been trying to get him that last assist, too, in that game, too.
The rule on the floor is going to be overturned as the defender gets to the ball prior to contact.
So you see what happens,
It is their last timeout, so they will not have a challenge going forward. And because there's imminent possession, Minnesota will have the ball in the backcourt with 24 and 2:59 on the game clock.
Very nicely explained by Sean Wright in his 21st season.
Very nice.
So they saved the 6th foul on Jaden McDaniels. But he's out of the game anyway, just with 5 instead of 6. And the Wolves get possession, but they're up by 20 with 2:59 left.
And Julius gets a triple-double, and now the bench guys get to come into the game. We get to see Johan Berenger play.
TJ Shannon, Leonard Miller, Rob Dillingham, and Bones Highland.
Oh my goodness. I was excited to see Lenny play.
Yes. Brooklyn has also emptied their bench. One turnover begets another. Dillingham to Highland. Leonard Miller. No, on the 3 ball. Missed that one long. EJ Liddell. Saraf, who we have not seen here tonight till now.
He started the first 5 games for the Brooklyn Nets, and then this last game,
play last night.
He did not play. Yeah.
The Nets did play at home last night. They're about to drop to 0-2 on 0 days rest. Wolves are about to go to 2-0 against opponents on the second game of a back-to-back. Which, you want to be a good team, you have to take advantage of those type of opportunities. They got a win against Indiana, and now 2 minutes away from a win over Brooklyn in that scenario. Bones. Dillingham fakes the pass, keeps it himself, and scores it for 2. Rob with his 2nd field goal of the night. He's got 7 points, 3 rebounds. Layup is no good. Offensive rebound. And a whistle and a foul. Day'Ron Sharp. So the Wolves will get set for the New York Knicks coming up on Wednesday night. Wolves Live gets underway at 6. Tip time shortly after 6:30. Back home,
NBA Cup game Friday night. Your excitement level, Jim Peterson?
It's very high. And the Wolves have a great court, too, by the way. It's got the trees on it. It's that lovely green color. It's better than the red courts. The red courts are just. I feel like I'm going insane when I watch the games with the red courts. Don't give me any more red courts.
We'll see how many of those we see. TJ clips the side of the backboard. Brooklyn on the push. Corner 3, no. Sharp lost the rebound out of bounds.
You know
what's so
what's
fascinating that we only get to see. I mean, theoretically, you could see it a third time if you were to win your group and move on.
Yeah.
But you only see the court twice on the home court, and then it's gone. It's gone.
It just goes away
until next year.
But you know, I saw an article on The Athletic. They were ranking all 30 of those cup courts, and
did we win?
That's a
Baron J couldn't finish.
That is one job I would not want to have to do. I would not want to have to sit there and look at every court and rank them. What a silly idea that was.
Spend an inordinate amount of time on moving them up and down.
I would just move every red court to the bottom. You're the worst ones automatically.
There's TJ getting downhill. Look very close to a goaltend. But with an 18-point lead and under a minute to play, the officials will let it play on. Saraf. Shot blocked, but contact. And a free throw coming up. So the Wolves have gone 2-2 last year and 3-1 and lost in a tiebreaker the year before that. I will say that by not making the NBA Cup, the Wolves have been 4-0 in the 2 extra games that have been assigned to them.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a slight statistical advantage when you're playing teams that did not
make the cup.
You're playing lesser teams.
Yeah.
The Wolves have gone 4-0 in those games.
Yeah. I'm with you. See, this is the next level thinking you're bringing to this television broadcast.
Just a little extra.
Yeah, research.
Wolves, I remember, beat the Lakers in one of those assigned games. I think it was I think they've been assigned San Antonio twice. And then there was a Memphis game, but that was the year without Ja Morant for most of the season. 125-107. Back-to-back wins, 4-3 on the season, and setting up what could be quite a showdown at Madison Square Garden in 2 nights. Sharp gets the dunk. Shot clock is off. Wolves can dribble this one out. You can see Chris Finch and Jordi Fernandez hug at midcourt. Those two go back a number of years, as you mentioned earlier.
So do these two.
Mike Honori as well.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo. Bet the nose is feeling pretty good right about now. Season high 6 threes. Here tonight, season best. He's got 11 over the last 2 games. You'll hear from Dante DiVincenzo when we come back. Stay with us on FanDuel Sports Network.
Max wanted music.